Hello everyone, my name is Deckerlink, the trained unprofessional. On the last episode... What the fuck happened in the last episode? Let me check. Oh yeah, we met June's family, didn't we? Yeah, we got to meet the family of the June bug. And now we continue, I guess, with the game. It's day 6, morning. As soon as I walk into the classroom, I see a few friendly faces of other classmates that have gotten here first. Good morning, Rutherford Coon. She wiles smarly at me, sarmly at me, taking her eyes off the person she was talking to greet me with a little wave. Do you have any news on that thing I asked you to look into? Sorry, not yet. My friend said he'd look into it and give me an answer by the end of the week. What was that? I don't remember that. You asked him to look into a thing? Please tell me it's not more playing cards. Kyoko grimaces, looking between the two of us with annoyance. Oh, sorry, Kyo-chan. I forgot you were here for a second. We were just talking not 30 seconds ago. Don't just casually forget about me. I see you two are as inseparable as ever, huh? Are you two mocking me? No, nothing like that. Sorry, Kyo-chan. I'm just excited about the possibility of Rutherford getting me those rare ones I've been looking for. Kyoko sighs, pressing the palm of her hand against her face, completely covering one of her eyes. Yes, I was right. It really are the playing cards. They aren't just playing cards, Kyo-chan. They're vintage collector's items that from failed trading card. Kyoko waves her off nonchalantly. Yeah, vintage cards from trading card games that have failed decades ago and are super hard to find on the market. Honestly, why do I still bother with you? Nakanishi-san sighs in exasperation. Aw, that's so sweet. You already know my speech by heart. I really don't understand how two people can be so completely different from each other and yet still be such good friends. Yes, I see the irony. Well, I promise I'll keep you updated. If he manages to find it before the end of the week, I'll send you a message. Alright, I'll be waiting anxiously for it then. You really need to go out more, Aya-chan. Well, at least they're good friends despite their differences. It's admirable in and of itself. Oh my god. Just a couple of steps away, I'm greeted by the soft smile of this big lug. Good morning, Rutherford Coon. He's casually snacking on a jumbo bag of chips. Honestly, he's eating most of the time anyway. It's already become pretty normal to see him like this. Oh, there's a few flakes stuck to his chin. Should I tell him about them? Thanks for that recipe you gave me. I tried it last night. It was great. I'm glad you liked it. What did Gene have to say? I can answer that. Wow, Gene, your face looks terrible. What happened to you? Your recipe happened to me. My recipe? You didn't like it? That's not the point. He made so much of it, over 10 pounds, and he made me eat it all. Dear God, he made me eat it all. How are you still alive right now? Oh, come on, Jen, it wasn't that bad. I ate 4 pounds of food in a single sitting. No one should be able to eat that much food. No one. There's no way I'll be able to have actual conversation with him. He's too riled up right now. Are you actually had a pot big enough to cook all of that food at once? Weird. Don't just brush me aside. It's fine, Jin. Everything worked out okay in the end, right? Jin pats his brother in the back. In the back, just. Are you crazy? I was sick all night. Jin starts holding his stomach as his whole body starts trembling. I think it's gonna take me an entire week to digest all that food. Well, wasn't it delicious? That's beside the point. You're not supposed to eat so much when you feel sick. What's wrong with you? Screw this. I need to lie down. I'll let them deal with their brotherly love on their own. In fact, I think Gene is just about ready to throw up a bunch of brotherly love on Jin's shoes. I hope to God that my relationship with Aki never turns out like that. I'll just sit around until class starts. God, even though I've only known him for a short while, I can safely say that this place is really boring without June around. Where is he anyway? What time is it already? It's that early still? I feel a tap on my shoulder, turning around to see who it is. Oh. Ah, Yoji. Good morning. The bear nods, handing me a small disc case. Here's to what you asked for. As short on words as always. I reach out and pick up the case, seeing the name Blaster Punisher 4 stamped on the colorful little cover. Thanks, Yoji. Weren't you still playing this one, though? Finished last night. It was decent. Ah, the critics called this a contender for Game of the Year. He nods once more. There was no romance options. It's a shooter. All games should have romance options. Jesus. Wait a second there, Kuma-chan. Class rep seemingly materializes out of thin air, having overheard us, is deciding to butt into our conversation. Please don't call me Kuma-chan. For the first time, Kumagawa looks away from his console, glancing at the class rep with a very bored look. With his range of facial expressions, his range of facial expressions is very limited, so I'll just consider that to be a glare. A game doesn't need romance options to be entertaining. No, a good game is about strategy. That's why TCGs are the best. Surely even you must be able to see that. Trading card games are nothing more than an excuse to sell ridiculous amounts of merchandise that you don't even need in order to keep playing. Big talk coming from a guy who's bought the last 6 expansion packs to love me seriously. If we're talking about games, then what about the sports ones? They're the best. Then shows up the second intruder, butting into our conversation. Might as well just turn this into an open discussion for the whole classroom. Ryoji and the class rep both shoot him murderous looks. I'm sorry. Jin hides behind his brother, using him as a shield. No offense, but if a mean look is all it takes to frighten you that much, I don't see you working out as an athlete. Expansions have actual content. Card games are just re-release the same thing every time. Oh, really? So you're saying those expansion packs didn't release a bunch of more busty girls with daddy issues and endless sexual appetite? No, it was brand new content, right? Kumagawa's cheeks immediately turn red. Hey! Oh, come on, you know she's right. Yeah, but still, cheap shot. Class rep smiles in triumph. Well, my job here is done. If you'll excuse me, boys, I need to convince Kyoko that I'm not wasting my money by buying trading cards instead of expensive Gucci handbags. Okay, what the hell just happened? Women can be such a pain in the ass sometimes. He grumbles something on that I can't quite understand. I merely smile and nod. Don't worry, big guy. I'm sure the feeling is mutual. Thanks. With that snide comment completely flying over his head, Kumagawa walks away with his console still in hand, not bothering to look at anything other than his screen. Wow. By the way, Hayes. Jesus, what is with all these fucking randos showing up? Genichiro suddenly pops up out of nowhere, nearly giving me a heart attack. Ah, Christ, Jin. What was a dude your size got to be so stealthy? Thanks. Do you happen to know if Kobayashi's coming to class today? I don't know. He's exactly the most punctual person out there, but he doesn't tend to be this tardy either. I don't know what that means. He's not exact. Did he say not exactly? Let me see. I don't fucking know. At least he's certainly arriving earlier than me. Does this have something to do with what happened yesterday? Oh god, it might be more serious than he was letting on. And with that worry on the back of my mind, I'm sure he'll be really productive for the rest of the day. I'm sure I'll be really productive. Fuck. Oh, Shima-sensei walks into the room, carrying a giant stack of books in his arms. The echo of books being dropped in the table resounds across the entire classroom. Damn, that must be a very strong table. Fuck, I don't know who this is. I imagine this is the teacher. Alright, everyone, settle down. We have so much to cover today in so little time. So let's not waste it on pointless conversation. Everyone rushes to their seats. Without missing a beat, Sensei starts to take attendance. Here. Which one? Yes, you know how it works. It doesn't matter. Yeah, we know. Here. This game of theirs used to be amusing at first, but it's already become quite a drag having to hear it every day. The hours seem to lag by, taking their sweet little time to move. I look over at the clock every now and then, even though it feels like an eternity, the hands of the clock barely move. I'm officially bored out of my mind. I look over to the empty seat next to me, where June was supposed to be. Even though I know it's probably nothing, I can't help but be worried. He told me it was nothing. He wouldn't have lied to me, right? The Honorable husband, after he ate most of their children, so she hid away the youngest in the hopes he would one day bring down his father. Oh, Greek. Shima Sensei is in charge of giving us history lessons this year. Now he's talking about his favorite topic, Greek mythology. This class was supposed to be about Japanese feudal history, mind you, but Shima Sensei tends to just do whatever he wants without consequences. I get the feeling I've already heard this particular lecture a million times over the years. Everyone immediately looks at the door when that was suddenly opened.
Excuse me.
June opens the door, peering in through the little crack he opened. Sensei blinks a few times in confusion. Kobayashi, you're... He looks up at the clock. You're almost 2 hours late for class. I've already put you down as absent for the day. You might as well wait outside for the next class.
No, I've already had enough trouble with the subject without missing class.
Shima Sensei sighs, rubbing his forehead and leaning against his table. The next time, please think about that before coming in so late. Just get your seat already. I'll change your absence record later.
Yes.
June nods, quickly rushing towards his seat. As soon as he approaches, his eyes lock onto me. Where were you? I silently mouth... Oh, silently. Shit. Something off to him, hoping he'd read my lips. He shoots me a nervous look and mouths back.
Tell you later.
Once June has taken his seat, Shima Sensei clears his throat. Well, that's how we think. Afraid for the children. We came up with a plan all together with the guy to say for youngest who's giving birth to him in an isolated location and...
Wait, excuse me, Sensei. Shouldn't this class be about Japanese history?
Shima Sensei stops his explanation, once again scowling. If curiosity, I know what it says on the schedule, but I decided that this is more important, and so I'm giving classes on ancient history.
But...
Ancient history?! Shima Sensei banged on the table with his palm, making a noise so loud that we nearly jumped from our seats. Can't blame June for not knowing. Shima Sensei definitely has his quirks, and his passion for ancient history and mythology is second to none. He really gets pissed off when you try to stop him from giving classes on the subject.
Did I say something wrong?
June leans over to me and whispers, Everything you said there was wrong.
Is he always like this?
You should have seen him during last year's Chinese history fiasco. I think Kumagawa still has scars from where the whip hit him.
You're joking, right?
Sure.
Kobe, you're...
Teriyaki!
Yes?
Wow, Shima Sensei looks super pissed off. Maybe you shouldn't be watching this class. You obviously already know so much on the subject. You feel comfortable not enough not to pay attention.
No.
You know what? How about a little test? I'm sure this one will be really easy for you, since you obviously know so much. Answer me this. Where do the gods of the Greek pantheon reside? June is stuttering, unable to respond. He shoots me a pleading look. The teacher isn't really looking at me right now. Mount Olympus! Ah, I caught that! Quick time events my ass!
Mount Olympus!
Shima Sensei's face goes slack, staring at the tiger with a look of complete shock. Then he cracks a condensed smile, seemingly incredibly pleased at this turn of events. What a pleasant surprise! I suppose there's hope for you after all!
Thank you.
Shima Sensei makes a small reverence to June and restarts his lecture.
And thank you.
You're welcome. Alright, that still doesn't mean you two get away with not paying attention. Cut to chatter, you two!
Yes, sir!
Thank God, it's already lunch break. Sheesh, spacing out like this is not okay. I should try being a little more attentive from now on. Nah. Alright, class, I want you all to review. So what do I explain to you all? Because this will certainly be part of our midterm. Just make sure you study that you all do as well. Shima Sensei walks out of the class as the students start getting up. Some people start leaving the class, whilst others just sit and chat, bringing out their lunchboxes. Finally back to having a cool, relaxed atmosphere.
Hey, Rutherford-san, mind if we eat together?
You seriously don't need to ask that every time. Sure, take a seat. I think Sai and Shuichi will arrive in a bit. There they are. As if they were on cue, the door to our class is violently opened by a super high-strung Saya, and she and Shuichi walk inside. Yo! Yo! That was not his voice.
Ah, I survived!
Saya plops herself in a chair without bothering to say anything else, immediately slouching on her desk. Rough day? Saya nods, her head buried in her arms. As Shuichi pulls up a chair to sit down, she lets out a guttural groan. Really rough day, then? Saya looks up with sadness.
I was late to class this morning, and Kazuragi-sensei chewed me out. She forced me to stand outside of class holding 2 buckets full of water. Who even does that anyway? What is this, a shonen manga?
Well, she is very old-fashioned, so I'm not really surprised. But what happened today? What happened today? You tend to always be on time. That's like the only good thing about you.
Watch it, Urata!
Saya leers at Shuichi, making him grin. It seems this is exactly the reaction he was hoping to get out of her. I got into some trouble on the way to school and got held up. Where? In the police station.
You got held up at the police station and the first thing you mentioned was being late to class?
I don't want to remember it, okay? Saya buries her face in her arms, and I wish this fucking ticking clock could end sometime. By this point, Saya has already been so loud that everyone in surrounding seats is staring at us. Class rep walks up to check on the source of the commotion.
Hey, Saya-chan, boy troubles. I can go get Kyoko if you want.
She smiles warmly at Saya, who merely looks up with downcast eyes.
No, I wish it were boy troubles. Mizuguchi-san got into trouble with the police.
Saya nearly jumps out from her seat. Kobayashi-kun!
What?
Jun seems to be completely oblivious as to what just happened.
My, in trouble with the police, Saya-chan? What did you do?
If the class rep was at all bothered by it, she didn't show the smallest trace of it. Instead, her eyes betrayed nothing. What? Ugh, foxes. I can never read them.
It's stupid. I might have broken someone's phone.
Wow. Even Shuichi's taken aback by her sudden confession.
My, that's very violent, even for you, Saya-chan. Yeah, well, it was a misunderstanding. Care to walk us through what happened? Well...
Saya glances over at us as if expecting one of us to interject and change the subject. When none of us does, she sighs.
I took the train to school like I usually do every morning. I ended up sitting in front of a boy from another school and an old man. I was just minding my business, listening to my music, saw my phone when I thought I heard the sound of a camera. When I looked up and saw him holding his phone, I thought he was taking pictures of me, and...
Wait. Who did you see holding up the phone, the boy or the old guy?
What difference does it make?
Well, if it was a kid taking pictures of you, the best you could do is ask for the school to take disciplinary action. If it was an adult, on the other hand, you could file charges against. Saya seems to ponder on this for a few seconds before sighing once more.
Well, none of it mattered anyway. I took the phone out of his hand and smashed it on the floor. He got really pissed. Wait, who got really pissed? The boy!
Jun cowers in his chair. Saya clears his throat.
Anyway, he called the police once we stopped at the next station. We got taken to the police department where he questioned me about it. I explained what happened and they called my mother, saying I couldn't just destroy personal property willy-nilly. Wow, they didn't say anything about him taking pictures of you. Well,
I have a bad feeling about this.
Aw, thank you, Norman. Turns out he wasn't taking pictures of me. His phone doesn't even have a camera.
I knew it. Blah! It seems that this story was too much for Shuichi to take as he explodes in a fit of thunderous laughter. Jun and class rep both pat her on the back, trying to reassure her.
It was an honest mistake, Saya-chan. Just try not to jump to conclusions next time. I had to give him a new phone. Mom was pissed. She'll take my next paycheck to cover the cost of the phone as punishment. It's not fair. My paycheck is twice the price of that shitty phone. You seem to care more about your paycheck than you do about his phone. Well, why should I have to buy him a new phone? Because you broke his. That's his fault for taking pictures of me, except he didn't. Gah! Jun gives Saya a short pat on the shoulder. Well, I guess nothing terribly bad happened then. If you'll excuse me, Kyoko is giving me the evil eye for ditching her to come over. See ya. Thank you, Ayako-chan. Ayako nods, smiling, and she gone. She wasn't kidding. Kyoko really is glaring at us. That girl can be really scary when she's annoyed. Sometimes I wish I had a female best friend. Saya sighs, resting her chin on her, pouting. So do I. Before I have time to react, Saya reaches into my lunchbox, grabbing a piece of meat and throwing it at Shuichi, who ducks it out of the way. My tuna! Saya reaches towards my lunchbox again, but I quickly snatched away, holding it up in the air away from her. Jungen gets up and steals a piece from it. Thanks! Hey! Hey, don't you know it's disrespectful to waste food like this? Genichiro's towering figure appears behind Saya and scolds her. Sorry. Saya glares at Shuichi, who's on the edge of falling onto his floor in a fit of laughter. And leave my food alone, for crying out loud. I shoot an annoyed look at June. It's really good. He's taunting me now. I relent, sighing. I'm glad you think so. Hey, let me try some too. I quickly whisk my lunchbox away as Shuichi reaches for it. Relax, I'm just kidding. Hey, by the way, June points his chopsticks at us with his mouth so comically full of food that I can see his cheeks bulging. Takes a few long bites before swallowing. Did you guys see how they announced a new game for the Monster Tamer series? Imagine that's Monster Hunter. It's been over 3 years since the last one. Oh yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of that series. Rutherford hates it though. Huh? Why would you hate Manta? Gee, thanks a lot, Shuichi. That dinosaur pushed me off the mountain, okay? Dinosaur? There are no dinosaurs in Monster Tamer. I think he's talking about the Elm Slytheros. He looks like a dinosaur. I jump from my chair in surprise. Ryoji walks up to us, still absent-mindedly eating his sandwich. Oh yeah, that one. I've never successfully hunted him before. Saya leans over to June. What's an ELM? June opens his mouth to answer, but is quickly cut off by Kumagawa, who is now staring intently at Saya. It stands for Elite Boss Monster. They're the main objectives in Monster Tamer. You have to find them and study them to discover what they do and don't like, so you can successfully tame them. Something as tamers officially call hunting. Yeah, that. I'm surprised you know all this stuff, Jun-kun. I've never seen you carrying a portable around. I used to borrow my former roommate's console. It's one of the reasons I'm so sad about the new announcement, too. The new game is only for home consoles, so I can't easily borrow someone else's. I told you yesterday you could borrow mine. Yeah, but I didn't want to assume. Assume what? That I meant it? In that case, it's alright to assume. Sorry. Well, Rutherford-san, can I go to your place to get it then? Why don't you come to my house after class? I can give it to you so you can take it home then. You might want to take it to his house yourself. Shuichi chimes in, talking over a raised eyebrow. Why? Well, he shoots a glance at June, who just looks back and forth between the two of us with a curious look. I immediately get the message. Ah, you're right. Don't trust June with important cargo. Huh? He shoots us both a quizzical look that we mostly ignore, pretending not to notice. Let's drop by my place and I'll walk you to your house with the console. Why? You're just gonna have more trouble that way. It's no trouble, really. But what are your plans for today? Both of our courts are still closed down until the end of the day, so I suppose you guys will have to do something else, right? Shuichi, nice save. This conversation doesn't interest me anymore. Bye. Well, he sure is blunt. To be honest, I was thinking of renting a private court for the day and practicing my basics. That's actually a great idea. I'd tag along, but I've already booked a shift for today after class. God knows I need the money right now. Hey, why don't you take Urushiharu along? He could help you practice. That's an idea. Oh, that's a great idea. You two could play a match against each other. No, let's not be too hasty. You know that's what he'd want you to do. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Why don't you want to play against Keisuke-san? When I had almost forgotten that June was here, he suddenly chimes in. Well, it's just that his playstyle's really annoying. Playing against him is infuriating. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the idea. You know, it wouldn't be so bad if you actually had a basic grasp on any strategy other than bang ball really powerful other side. Okay, first of all, I don't sound like that. Second of all, shut up. You see, this is your problem. Urushiharu is probably the player most similar to Tanabe in all of Japan. You should be getting as many matches with him as you can to try to practice against that specific type of player, but instead you just bitch around about how annoying it is. Whoa, Shoichi, I thought we agreed we'd be gentle when we confronted him on this. Oh, I am being gentle. I have quite a few choice expletives that I decided not to use on this occasion. Sayama was a wow under her breath, looking away from Shoichi. Well, what? Nobody responds this time? Seriously, Rutherford, I know this bothers you, but you have to stop doing that. Every time something becomes remotely hard, you start looking for an excuse to run away. But that's not true! I've never run away from tennis. No, instead you just quit the high-profile club you used to practice in, rejected all the private coaching offers you received, cut ties with all your sponsors, and won't accept any requests from other high-ranking players to practice. Are you really happy just wasting your talents in a second-rate tennis club where you know you can do better? Hey! Oh, shut up, it's true! So I grumbled something under her breath, and the only word I could catch is a curse word that I'm not too comfortable repeating. How long have you felt this way? For a long time already. Ever since you fell to the number 2 ranking and started doing this crap. Instead of doing your best to catch up, you're just lagging behind and letting your other rivals catch up to you. You used to be untouchable, Japan's rising star, the biggest hope for Japanese tennis. Then you lose a couple of times to a really tough rival and decide to shut yourself off? Look, I'm sorry if I'm being curt with you, but I've been holding a lot of this in for a while. I've tried being patient with you, hoping you'd find your way again, but you just keep repeating the same bullshit over and over. I thought after that conversation we had a few weeks ago that you'd finally start to change. I thought you were getting there after Morisaki showed up to practice with you, and yet you're here making excuses again. I look around the table. Saya's face is contorted in a complicated expression. June is a million miles away, looking off into the distance, perturbed at our sudden argument. Do you think so, too? I look at Saya in the eye and ask her. She struggles to hold my gaze, eventually looking down at the floor. Yes. Coach and I have been trying to motivate you since you first joined the school. We thought getting Morisaki and a few other low-ranking pros over here would help motivate you, and it seemed to have. You improved a lot in the week they were here. It's been years since I've seen you play that way. But then as soon as they were gone, you started doing the same thing again. So you knew Coach was going to do that. You planned it with him, and you pretended to be surprised about it. Yeah, kinda. I see. Put the lid back on my lunchbox and get up from the desk. Rutherford, wait. I just want to be alone right now, okay? I turn around and leave the classroom. No one follows me. Fuck. Jesus Christ. What a fucking confrontation that was. Good Lord. Well, I imagine we're gonna find out how he feels about that, but not before I do this. On the next episode, thank you all very much for watching this episode of Tennis Ace, and on the next one we'll see how he's handling that very sudden and out of nowhere and very much not okay way to present an argument. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I've been the trained up professional, speaking for the voices in my head when I say, fare thee well. Bye, everyone!